to the Caribbean Court of Justice once again. The Honorable Mr. Justice Adrian Saunders, President, Caribbean Court of Justice. The Honorable Mr. Justice Andrew Burgess, Chairman of the CCJ International Law Moot Committee. Madam Justice Rajnath Lee. Mrs. Gabrielle Jones Figaro, Registrar and Chief Marshal. Mr. Shivanan Ramnanan, Senior Manager, Corporate Administration at the CCJ. Principals and deans of participating institutions viewing us online. Management and staff of the court and the RGLSC, our 2023 mooters and their advisors, other specially invited guests, our other members of our online audience, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So I am DK Noel. I am the Chief Public Education and Protocol Officer, and it really is my pleasure to be your host for this short opening. So mooters, how are you all feeling this morning? Good? Very good. I didn't hear nervous or excited, so I'll give you a little secret. I am excited. I'm a little nervous. This is our first in-person moot for about 4 years, and as one of the lead coordinators for this, I'm a little excited. I'm excited, a little nervous, so I share your mood, but I'm feeding off of your positive energy this morning. So all will be well, and you all will do a very good moot over the next 2 days. So I read in a document not too long ago that the moot is a labor of love for the CCJ employees. And I must agree, it is amazing to see the staff at all levels coming together to execute this competition, which is considered one of our hallmark activities. So after months of planning and meetings with the chairman of the Moot Committee and coordination, we are at this juncture, and I'm happy that we are here this morning and all is well, and we are about to begin our 2023 Moot. So this year, 11 institutions were invited to participate, and 7 embraced the challenge. We are happy that you all did. So I therefore invite you to look at the screen, and you'll see the full lineup of this year's 2023 Moot cohort. So I think you could give yourselves a round of applause, not only for cutting some sharp photos, but also for being this year's cohort. So our Moot this year would not have been possible without the support of our president, the Honorable Mr. Justice Adrian Saunders. President Saunders is a firm advocate and supporter of an in-person Moot experience. While last year we successfully pulled off a virtual, he always said the best Moot experience for you students is in the court. So it is therefore fitting that we hear from the Honorable Mr. Justice Adrian Saunders this morning as he welcomes us and also delivers some remarks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Noel. Honorable Justice Burgess, Chairman of the Moot Committee, my colleague judge, Justice Rajnath, other colleague judges who are online, Mrs. Gabrielle Jones-Figaro, Registrar and Chief Marshal of the Court, Mr. Shivanan Ramnanan, our Senior Manager, Corporate Administration, principals and deans of participating law institutions, other management, members of the management and staff of the Caribbean Court of Justice and of the Regional Judicial and Legal Services Commission, our students, Mooters, and your advisors, other specially invited guests, our online audience, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to you all. It is with great pleasure that I stand here to formally open the 13th Annual Caribbean Court of Justice International Law Moot Competition. I wish to welcome you all back to the seat of the court for this year's Moot. You are, of course, among the cream of the region's law students, and we are always very happy to interact with you. I was telling my colleague, Justice Rajnath, the feeling of nostalgia that I personally get when I interact with law students, because I certainly remember when I was a law student at CCJ and at the Hewarding Law School. As DK was explaining to you, while last year's Moot, which was a virtual Moot, well, it was held on a virtual platform, it was a resounding success. It goes without saying that the best Moot experience is an in-person one. And I therefore must extend a very special thank you to all the principals and deans who have supported the participation of your institutions, your schools, faculties in this year's competition. And I wish to recognize and applaud all the students, all the advisors for your continued interest and your unwavering commitment. As I said, I still remember my days as a law student, and I well appreciate the thrill of mooting. I know how excited and nervous that you must feel now that you have been, the day that you have been preparing for has finally arrived. We at the court, as DK again said, are also delighted to have you here because as an apex court, as the highest court in the Caribbean, we have long recognized that the role we play in the region extends far beyond hearing and resolving the disputes that are filed at the CCJ. That role extends to fostering and enabling culture, generally, enabling legal culture to support the legal and judicial ecosystem, and specifically to support and enhance the development of our Caribbean jurisprudence. That is a role, well, it's a responsibility that we have readily embraced. And hosting this Moot is testament to our commitment to the fulfillment of that responsibility and to strengthening the rule of law and enhancing justice delivery throughout the region. As I look out at all these faces in front of me, I don't just see law students. I see future attorneys. I see future judges, future academics of high repute, jurists, who will shape and develop the landscape of the law and the legal sector in the region in the years ahead. The CCJ's Moot, as you all know, has consistently and deliberately always centered around the interpretation and application of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas. This is not because we don't have any interest in torts and criminal law and contracts and constitutional law, but we do so because we think that it is important, it is really necessary to try and improve the public's and the legal fraternities' understanding and appreciation of community law. That treaty, the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, it forms the foundation of the Caribbean community, the foundation of the CARICOM single market and economy. It articulates the dream of an integrated region, a dream which has long been held by our forebears, and it contains provisions that are aimed at fostering economic and social cohesion among CARICOM states and peoples. However, although persons have been afforded by the treaty the rights to move freely within the region, to provide services from one country to another, to move capital from one independent state to another freely, and to establish businesses, very few people are fully aware of these rights and how they can utilize them. And they are also unaware of the avenues that exist for meaningful redress if these rights are breached, and they are unaware of the role of the CCJ in that regard. So each mooting competition helps to increase the number of students who derive an intimate acquaintance with the treaty and with its provisions. It's our hope, therefore, that the knowledge and experience that you gain from participating in these proceedings will equip you to contribute to ensuring that the rights conferred by the treaty are protected and that the treaty's overarching aims are realized. The moot is also important to us here at the court because it is one of the ways that, quite apart from the development of awareness of the provisions of the treaty, it's one of the ways in which we try to support budding legal practitioners. Mooting on any subject area helps to sharpen your research skills, and it presents an ideal opportunity to hone and further your advocacy skills in a real-life courtroom setting. Just last week, I presided at a moot. This was a sort of contrived moot that was held at the Commonwealth Law Association's conference in Goa, India. Lady Dorian of Scotland and I presided at a moot of senior counsel from United Kingdom, King's Counsel, and senior counsel from India. And it really was a wonderful experience. Being able to present your arguments before, in your case, the judges of the highest court in the region is really an opportunity that few attorneys in the region enjoy. In my time at law school, that was not possible. I don't recall any instance in history when judges of the Privy Council presided over a moot of law students of the Caribbean. So in the process, you get a chance to not only to meet other students from across the region, but also to meet the judges and to have meaningful interactions with them. And although these interactions may be brief, I encourage you to embrace the opportunities that are presented by them. I encourage you to meet new friends and to build meaningful networks from among the students that you find here. Over the next few days, and despite the nerves, I exhort you to enjoy your time here in Port of Spain, Trinidad, those of you who are not from this country. And also, I enjoy all of you to enjoy your time at the court. We have deliberately gone out of our way at the CCJ to ensure that our courtroom is equipped with the most modern technology and that it is a courtroom that facilitates the finest display of advocacy skills. This year we have made some innovations to enhance the experience for you, including the addition of 2 new prizes. The first is the Sir Henry Ford Best Oralist Award. Now, some of you may not know this. Those of you from Barbados, Sir Henry Ford, the name Sir Henry Ford would, I'm sure, ring a bell. He has been an outstanding attorney at law in Barbados. He was also the Attorney General of that country for some time. He was one of the first attorneys to appear before the CCJ, having represented one of the parties in the very first matter that was filed at the court, Barbados Rediffusion Limited against Merchandani. This award is a tribute to Sir Henry, to his long years of advocacy throughout the length and breadth of the Caribbean. He not only practiced in Barbados, he also did some cases in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and I had the very distinct privilege and pleasure of being his junior in 2 cases that he argued in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I sincerely thank the very kind benefactor who sponsored this inaugural prize, the Sir Henry Ford Best Oralist Award, and we are very grateful for the provision of that prize. Last year, we also introduced the Social Media Spirit Prize. This prize is awarded to the team that has garnered the most support on social media. The objective, of course, is to extend involvement in the Moot to the wider academic community and to the general public. We also envisioned that the show of support and positive feedback in cyberspace would be a source of encouragement and strength for you as you prepare. In closing, I think I've talked long enough. I wish to extend best wishes to all of you. I urge you to just do your best. And remember that advocacy, like all skills, is improved through practice. Winning is great, but it's the journey to get here, the preparation, the research, and how you build on the experiences that you encounter when you are here that ultimately really matter. So some teams will win, some teams may participate creditably, but not take the prize, but all of you are winners. And I would like to wish you all the very best, and I wish to thank you for your continued interest in this Moot competition. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, President Saunders. So one of the takeaways for me was that you are the future of the regional legal ecosystem, future chief justices, maybe even future president of the CCJ, Attorney General, etc. So we look forward to seeing your name. Last week at another session, Madam Justice Rajnath Lee indicated to the students that she could look around and see who may be what in the future, you know. So I'm sure she's doing that right now, you know, silently just looking around to see, to pinpoint careers for you all, but we know that you all will certainly be eminent jurists in the future, and we will look forward to seeing your names in positive ways across the media. So thank you very much, President Saunders. So previous mooters would admit that participating in this competition is an experience like no other. We recently touched base with 2 previous mooters and a former moot advisor, now judicial officer, who shared their experiences and extended best wishes to this year's teams. So I crave your indulgence for just about 3 minutes, and if you could pay attention to these screens again, and we will play that video from our former mooters.
Hello, my name is Agatha Garibal, and I serve as the team researcher on the Norman Law School's team for the Korean Court of Justice 12th Annual International Mooting Competition. My experience doing this moot was an enriching one. Although the preparation was rigorous, my knowledge and passion for the original jurisdiction of the court grew. I was able to critically analyze a scenario in which the rights of us as original citizens can be severely impacted. To this year's mooters, I encourage you to believe in yourself and to ensure that your preparation is thorough. Enjoy learning the jurisprudence of the court, and through this, you will find the experience to be an invigorating and enlightening one. All the best, everyone. You got this.
Hi everyone, my name is Jason Barnes. I'm from Guyana, and I represented the University of Guyana at the CCJ Moot in 2017. It was 6 years ago that I did the Moot, and I still remember the feeling of appearing before the judges with my arguments that we worked so hard on up until that point. I remember the discussions that we had with each other about facts and the law, and I remember how much I learned about community law, and how much I learned about mooting itself. That is the style of mooting, how to address the court, how to respond to questions, and understanding that it's not a recital, but a conversation you're having with the bench. In my respect, the Moot was a game of discipline, time management, and attention to detail. Balancing the Moot with studies was easy at the time, but having that camaraderie and that rapport with my teammates, I think it made all the difference. I'm so glad I did the Moot because it developed skills that are essential to the profession, especially my role as a judicial research counsel. And to the Mooters this year, I would say to embrace the challenge of it. It's difficult because it's supposed to be. And I think once you truly understand that, you'll appreciate all that you learn from it, especially looking back years later. So I wish Mooters the very best and may the best team win.
Welcome and good luck to all students. My name is Westman James. I have been in your position as an international mooter. I have been the coach of international moot teams, including a winning team of the CCJ Moot, and as a judge on international moots and a judicial officer now. So I'm well aware of what you are going through right now, and I say good luck. The Moot is going to be an amazing experience for a number of reasons. You have the opportunity to now argue before judges of the apex court in the region. That means that you would be joining a very select group of people who get that opportunity. So take every bit of it and enjoy that aspect of it. Secondly, the Moot allows you to forge friendships not only with your teammates, with your coach, as well as your fellow competitors, even in a situation of healthy competition. Certain relationships will certainly develop and last you for many, many years. And thirdly, certainly the Moot gives you the opportunity to show your skills and your ability, even when it is that you have not had this amount of experience as other attorneys. And that will open a lot of employment opportunities for you, including here at the CCJ, where many former competitors have become judicial research counsels for the CCJ as well as other judiciaries. So I wish you all the best, good luck, enjoy it, and may the best team win.
All right, so those were best wishes from two former mooters and a moot advisor. And really, my takeaway from that is to enjoy it and really just show yourselves and do your best. So the final moot will take place tomorrow, Friday, March 17th at 1 p.m. So for those who are unable to join us physically in the courtroom, you may follow us on our YouTube platform at that time. The judgment and the awards will follow immediately thereafter. So we hope that you will join us from 1 to about 4:30 for the final moot and for the judgment and the awards. And those who are unable to be here with their teams, I'm sure that you all are sending them some positive energy virtually and that they receive it. So I'm sure you all will receive it. So as we end this morning's short opening ceremony, I wish to thank our president for his attendance, his kind words of encouragement, our honorable judges for their presence and their continued support, the CCJ team, the registrar, senior manager, corporate admin, other managers and supervisors, and by no means least, our 2023 Moot advisors, students, and members of the Moot registry. So thank you again for being here. Thank you for joining us. And we end now, and the next voice you will hear will be the great voice of our registrar for the day, calling the proceedings to order. So thank you very much for your attendance, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day.